Nigeria's former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, wants a thorough investigation into allegations of alterations or padding in the 2016 budget in the National Assembly. Chief Obasanjo insists the legislative arm of government is stinking with corruption and must be cleaned up. In our big story tonight, our correspondent Loretta Chiogo reports that former President Obasanjo frowns at what he terms the continued existence of corruption in the National Assembly with impunity.
Shockingly, I discovered that in between about 10 standing committees of the House, mind you, the House has about 96 standing committees, just about 10 standing committees, posted about 2,000 projects. 2,000 projects totaling about 284 billion naira.
Mr. Jibrin Abdulmumin has been in the eye of the storm since becoming the lone voice against the alleged padding of the 2016 budget.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Although he has been placed on a 180-day suspension for what the House of Representatives terms ethical misconduct months after Jibrin's whistleblowing, one man who is not satisfied with the manner the matter is currently being handled is the former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. He speaks tough.
Project padding must not go unpunished. It is a reality which is a regular and systemic practice. Nobody should pull wool over the eyes of Nigerians. Ganging up to intimidate this and threaten the life of whistleblower is deplorable and undemocratic. What of the so-called constituency projects, which is a veritable source of corruption? These constituency projects are spread over the budget for members of the National Assembly, for which they are the initiator and the contractor directly or by proxy, and money will be fully drawn, with the project only partially executed or not executed at all. The National Assembly cabal of today is worse than any cabal that anybody may find anywhere in our national governance system. Members of the National Assembly pay themselves allowances for staff and offices they do not have or maintain. Once you are a member, you are co-opted, and your mouth is stuffed with rottenness and corruption that you cannot opt out, as you go home with not less than 15 million naira a month for a senator and 10 million naira a month for a member of House of Representatives. The National Assembly is a den of corruption by a gang of unarmed robbers.
Although the House of Reps denies any wrongdoing in the budget padding saga as investigations continue, ex-President Obasanjo states that without transparency, accountability and good governance, the much talked about change may remain a word and not an action.
Once when I was president, I asked outside auditors, both normal and forensic, to audit the account of the National Assembly. They frustrated it on the basis of separation of power. They claimed they had oversight responsibility for their corruption and misdemeanor, and nothing can be done. It is like asking a thief to watch over himself. There must be full disclosure of all relevant fiscal information in a timely and systematic manner at all levels.
In the wake of the budget padding controversy, President Muhammadu Buhari had vowed to deal with anyone or group of persons involved with the law. Perhaps with Chief Obasanjo's outburst against the legislature, investigations to finding those responsible for the alleged criminal alteration of the 2016 budget may speed up. Loretta Chiogo for the big story.
Well, the House of Representatives did not take the accusations by the former president lying low. The House has once again come out to deny allegations that the 2016 budget was padded. The spokesman of the House of Reps, Abdul Razak Namdar, said that the comments of the former president contained misstatements of facts.
He ventured to accuse the National Assembly of budget padding, accused the House of criminal activities, of threatening the life of a whistleblower, lampooned constituency projects, which he approved as president, ventured to discuss the budget of the National Assembly, which is highly underfunded. The House of Representatives will ordinarily not join issues with the former president, as he has held an office that deserves respect and reverence. However, because of the material misstatement of facts, outright lies, and falsehoods, and mischievous innuendo introduced in his statement, we are left with no option but to correct him. We have repeatedly maintained that there was no padding of 2016 Appropriation Act, which is a legitimate document passed by the National Assembly and assented to by Mr. President. It is also unbecoming of a former president to quote figures of sums of money that are factually incorrect. No member of House of Representatives received 10 million every month.
You're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, celebrating 21 years of professional broadcasting. Time now to shift gears as we take you on our business news with Melinda Kilami.
You first. First Bank.
Thank you so much, Gimba. Welcome to Business News. The head of the Statistics Office, Dr. Yemi Kale, has been speaking on the need to gather data quickly in order to meet up with the development goals. He told the meeting in Abuja that if the nation is to avoid the pitfalls of the Millennium Development Goals, timely collection of data backed by adequate monitoring and evaluation remains crucial.
As you may recall, from my experiences from the Millennium Development Goals, and many speakers have alluded to it, one of the critical challenges we faced was the lack of comprehensive and up-to-date harmonized data for monitoring the process. You recall that the process of even trying to identify the baseline indicators started about 7 years late, and even after those indicators were finally prepared, not all of them were collected, and we didn't start monitoring the process until 2 or 3 years at the end of the process. Now, in that kind of situation, within that period, various policies, programs to attain the MDGs had been introduced, lots of money had been spent. And if you wait for 2 decades or so to even check whether or not your policies are working, then you will understand why the MDGs was not very successful. In fact, I don't think any of us knows at all whether or not the MDGs was successful or not, because you didn't get the indicators at the time you started. It's very difficult to know whether you attained it.
The introduction of the Securities Market Journal to the Nigerian capital market will improve investment literacy in the country, and this is the view of market operators and regulators at the Capital Market Committee meeting, which began today in Lagos. Participants explain how the initiative will enhance the 10-year capital market master plan of the Securities and Exchange Commission.
I think in this day and age, we need to have a presence online, because then if you're able to promote it on social media, makes it easier for the investing public to have access to it. And secondly, I think, as mentioned during the speeches, it should be in all the universities as well as some of the high schools, secondary schools, for at least instructors, so that when they're trying to talk to their students about the capital markets, they have a reference journal that which they can use to teach.
So I think the strength of that research department, which is within the SEC, I believe will be able to maintain the tempo. In the past, once you are only relying on the head of that department to drive that initiative and that head of the department leaves, you realize that such initiatives will not be there. But now that the department is highly fortified, we believe that the momentum will be sustained.
The Nigerian equities market is not smiling today. It's looking down as low confidence appears to be affecting the figures. Bolaji Akinwale has more.
Key indicators at the Nigerian equities markets reversed previous day's gains as investors take profit. The benchmark index slipped 0.1% to close at 25,490.7. The market's capitalization closed at 8.7 trillion naira. The total volume came in at 97.1 million shares at a value of 1.1 billion naira and exchanged in 1,929 deals. The advances table was led by Africa Prudential with a gain of 4.9%. Transcorp and NEM Insurance followed with 4.3% and 4.2% each. On the decliners list, Air Services and Total led with a drop of more than 9% from the share prices. Brewers and bank stores recorded the highest volume of shares on the activity chart, led by International Breweries, Axis Bank and Guaranty Trust Bank. And that's it on the stock market report. I am Bolaji Akinwale.
On the global scene, European stocks finished slightly higher today as investors focus on the new economic data from Germany and increased expectations of a rate hike in the United States, although the market there is closed for the Thanksgiving holiday. And that's business news. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Akinwale.